So, good morning, everyone. Lovely to have you here. I wanted us to look today at this idea of choosing our beliefs. You know, in Science of Mind, we teach that there's one place and one place alone where we have complete dominion, complete control. And I know we'd love it to be with the world out there and all those people and that we could just manipulate everything, but sorry to let you know, it's not the outer world, but the inner world. That where we have complete dominion and control is on our own consciousness, the beliefs that we carry, the way we perceive things that affect the way we experience life. And so all our spiritual practices that we promote in this teaching are for the purpose of building our consciousness to develop a greater awareness of God's omnipresence, of God within us and around us in all things. You know, to build a consciousness, as Jamie's song spoke about, to see as Spirit sees us, which is extensions of itself. Its love, its joy, its wholeness is the truth of who we are. So we're constantly working on our consciousness to rid ourselves of the beliefs of being separate from God and to replace those with a greater sense of connection with God that allows us to be open to experiencing and expressing more of God's nature in our lives. And, you know, one of the great allegories in the Old Testament that has to do with this idea of building consciousness, whether you do it or not, is the story of Noah's Ark. If you need a refresher, in case no one remembers, the story goes something like this. God looked down at the world one day and realized that, okay, we were not using free will the way God wanted to. God gave us free will, but we were just not behaving, and God decided, this is it. God got really ticked off. He said, I want to just destroy everything. However, before God got to that point, there was this being, Noah, who apparently found grace in the eyes of the Lord, as it is said. So God decided to spare Noah and his family, and he started to communicate with Noah. And in thinking about it, he decided, okay, he would spare Noah, his family, and at least one pair of all the creatures in the world. So he told Noah that there was going to be this big flood and that he needed to build this ark, and he explained how that should be done, and that Noah should then get a male and female of every species of animal on the earth and just bring one pair of each into the ark. And then, as God had promised, it started to rain. It rained for 40 days, 40 nights. All the life that was not in the ark with Noah was obliterated. And then eventually the rain stopped, and there was a period where the waters receded. Noah sent out a raven and then a dove to test to see, you know, had the waters receded enough for them to be able to step out and repopulate the earth. Eventually, when the dove did not fly back, he knew, okay, there's land nearby, and so he and the family and the creatures came out, repopulated the earth, and we all lived happily ever after. Now, on the surface, taken literally, this story is just a little disturbing, or is it just me? You know, that God, the all-knowing, all-powerful, all-loving, seriously, all-loving until one day he gets really annoyed and then he just wants to wipe us all out. You know, that this is the God that we're presented with, and that it took a human to soften God's heart and to get God to just, you know, chill out a little bit. I don't know if any of you watch the TV series. It's a Canadian TV series that we picked up that we're playing reruns called Flashpoint. But I'm really fascinated with it. It's about this strategic response unit that's called out when someone is going to do some, you know, ghastly deed against humankind, and they're the ones who get in there and talk the person down. And, you know, I think it really reflects a Science of Mind philosophy in that these people know there's a greater good in this person that's about to commit some really, really horrible crime, and they manage to get through to that good person. And, you know, so it is very Science of Mindy, or at least maybe I'm just trying to justify why your minister watches violent programs on TV.